as a cactus, as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. Now I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. You're a foul one, Mr. Grinch. You're a nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The three words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote, stink, stank, stunk. You nauseate me, Mr. Grinch, with a nauseous super nose. You're a crooked, dirty jockey, and you drive a crooked horse, Mr. Grinch. You're a three-decker sauerkraut and toadstool sandwich with arsenic sauce.
Good morning. Welcome and Merry Christmas. Today is the last Sunday of Advent. Heri za Kwanzaa is Swahili for Happy Kwanzaa, which starts on Tuesday. Whatever your heritage, whatever your faith, whomever you love, however you identify, today you are part of this spiritual community. And if this is your first time here, may you soon discover that this is also your spiritual community. As has become our custom, let us give a special welcome to all those joining the service this morning on Zoom. I invite those on Zoom to turn your camera on and share a wave together. And everyone in the sanctuary, let's wave at the camera in the back of the sanctuary to send our greetings. I invite everyone to take a moment to consider this sacred space and acknowledge the truth of the land beneath and around us. We are gathered on land once inhabited by people known as the Susquehannock and the Conestoga, and other ancient peoples long gone before then. We acknowledge the violent legacies of genocide, displacement, and settlement that led to our being here today, and remind ourselves to live humbly in relation with this land and with all the indigenous peoples still living and loving on this continent. May we also acknowledge that the wealth and foundation of the United States was built upon the labor and toil of enslaved people. Many indigenous people will say, all are relatives. May we live into this truth and aspiration together. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our minister, the Reverend Patricia Guthmann Parish.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm going to remove my mask so you hear me a little better. I recently had COVID, but I've been told the chances of me being infectious are low. If the CDC says I can be out and about, but I should wear a mask, so no hugs today, okay? I'm sorry, no hugs today. But Merry Christmas, everybody. And I'm so glad you're here. In a minute, and think about it, I don't see our Mary yet. I don't see our Mary for later, so I might need to recruit somebody to stand in. So I will let you know. More from The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, probably not the story you were expecting this morning. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling, how could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more. And from UU Minister Victoria Safford, now is the moment of magic, when an eastern star beckons toward an unknown goal. And here's a blessing. They find nothing in the end but an ordinary baby, born at midnight, born in poverty, and the baby's cry is like bells ringing. Makes people wonder as they wander through their lives what human love might really look like, sound like, feel like. Now is the moment of magic. And here's a blessing. We already possess perhaps all the gifts that we need. We've already received our presents, perhaps ears to hear music, perhaps eyes to behold lights, hands to build true peace on earth, and to hold each other tight in love. These are our blessings. Do we have a transitional horn blast or a little sprinkle of music? We're about ready to begin. Thank you, Phil. Woo! And as you know, today, all actors had no rehearsal, so there'll be much grace, another blessing this morning, yes. We know they'll be fantastic. The story of the birth of Jesus is a sacred story cherished in many generations of Christians, but known by many non-Christians as well. And so instead of just reading the story or telling the story, let's be a part of it, right? So do I have any sheep in the room? Because we'll need you. Any sheep? Sheep? Yeah. Do we have any cows? Yeah. Any doves? Woo, yeah, see, I'm going to call upon you later as well. I think we got some good ones. Yeah, so thank you. This will be an interactive experience. And some of you have already received some instructions. But if I yell and say, hey, anyone who's dressed as an angel can come on up, you can come on up. Or anyone who wants to be king or queen or wise, you're welcome to come up too. But some people will have speaking parts. We've even got a star. Well, you're all stars, but we got a special star. Okay. And even if you didn't come dressed or prepared to play, just like sheep and cows, I hope you're ready to just dig in and participate. I'm even going to call upon you at times to boo and hiss, so I hope you do that as well. Okay. When you're called upon, please. Yeah.
This is a sacred story of new life. But we needn't be somber. In the spirit of the season and our joy when new life enters this world in our lives, let's celebrate. It's okay to laugh and enjoy. The story of Jesus' birth is also a tipsy-topsy story. The first becomes last, and the last becomes first. A baby is heralded and revered above his earthly parents in a day when children were considered property, cheap labor, a way to keep property in the family line. This baby was not even a baby of royalty or riches, but of a poor family. Wise men, perhaps kings, visit this baby, not in a palace or a mansion, but in a small barn behind an inn. Kings honoring this baby next to commoners and shepherds, cows, and sheep. Rather than a cradle of gold with bedding of silk, the baby is wrapped in cloth and laid where animals would usually eat. Rather than coming to the Roman Emperor Caesar Augustus or Herod, the Roman king of Judea, where Jesus was born, messengers of God, the Most High, the angels, announced the birth of Jesus to simple shepherds tending their flocks in the fields.
So Angel 1, oh, there's Angel 1. Angel 1 will tell us what the angel said to the shepherds.
Hark, hark, don't be sore afraid. We bring you tidings of an ancient story, the story of the birth of Jesus. Now, you might say this is old news. It was only about 2,000 years ago when we first announced this. You may know this story well, heard it hundreds of times, you may say, but humorous, okay? Have a little imagination.
Imagine that you've never heard this story before. Imagine that you live in a place and a time ruled by rulers who are unfair and treat people badly. Everyone you know is poor, just getting by. The stories you tell each other are stories of barely surviving, of having only just enough, of trying to keep out of the way of horrible rulers and powerful people in your society. There seems to be little hope for change. But then one day, today, you hear a different story. And in this story, a baby is born in a traveling peasant family, born not even in a place for humans, but a stable, basically a barn surrounded by animals.
Hark, hark. In the birth of this child is the hope that a courageous life of love will be more powerful than the forces of hate and violence. May your faith be renewed that humble people are just as important as powerful people, and that all have the right to decent lives of dignity. In this birth, as in all births, we invite you to believe in the hope of new beginnings and possibilities. Hark, hark, all ye people, to an old story that somehow brings new hope every year.
If you want to open your gray hymnal to hymn number 246, O Little Town of Bethlehem. You may rise in body or spirit. O little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie above thy deep and dreamless sleep. These silent stars go by, yet in thy dark street shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee.
announcing the coming of royalty. Is Caesar in the house? Caesar's in the house. Oh my goodness. Oh, wait a minute. Where's the cue cards? The cue cards. We got them right here. Just hold on a sec. Okay, here you go. Right on cue. There you go, Caesar. You got the proper welcome.
Okay. Boos and hisses. That's no way to treat the great emperor of the Roman Empire. Closer. Sorry. No rehearsal, right? Pay attention. I have an announcement. Let any decrees go forth. Let my decrees go forth. I'm sorry. All the world shall be registered so that all may pay taxes to me, Caesar Augustus. Did I mention I am the great emperor of the Roman Empire? All must go to the city or town where you were born to register. I know that for some this will mean a long journey, but I am the emperor, so tough togas.
So, I don't see Mary because now we have Joseph and Mary. Do we have any substitutes for? Yeah, you can't be because we got.
I have an extra script.
We got a script. Nobody's rehearsed, so anyone want to play Mary? We need a Mary. Claudia. Yay! And innkeeper, you can speak from the lectern. Innkeepers from the lectern. That's where the inn is. Joseph and Mary, you speak from the hand mic. Hand mic? Yeah. Thank you, Eli.
Anytime.
And so there was Joseph and Mary, just like that. And they had a trusty donkey, and they were making their way to Bethlehem. And, by the way, what did donkeys sound like? Yeah, see, the donkey was there. And, let's see, Joseph.
I'm so sorry, Mary.
It says there's a hymn.
Oh, wait a minute. How about if we do this? Sorry to have you standing there.
Oh.
Okay. By the way, we'll have a little transitional music.
This will be hymn number 244.
But it's just one verse.
One verse.
Hang on, Mary.
How am I wrong?
Just a little transitional. It's not a single line.
244. Oh. Alan will play one verse.
Oh, well, we're already forward.
244, one verse. Yep.
So now we're ready for a miracle.
Now we're ready. Yeah.
Joseph,
Joseph needs the mic.
I thought Eli was going to say.
you can grab it.
I thought so too.
Joseph, you can grab the mic.
Go ahead, Joseph.
I'm so sorry, Mary. I'm only a lowly carpenter. I know you've been with the best, but all I could afford in this long trip from Nazareth to Bethlehem was this donkey. Not the best way to go when you're so big with child.
Big? You think I look too big?
Oh, did I say big? Oh, no. I meant beaming, glowing. Yes, glowing.
Glowing. Oh, so I think it's time.
Why in such a hurry to get registered? No government office is going to be open this late at night. We can register in the morning.
No, it's time. Baby's coming. We need a place to stay.
I'm the innkeeper. What can I do for your folks? You look like you've come a long way.
Is it really true that there isn't a single place to stay in Bethlehem?
Well, you know, what with everyone needing to return to register, there's really nothing available.
Isn't there anything? My fiancée is about to have a baby.
Oh, I see. Well, we do have a room, but you'll need to be a real animal lover.
What do you mean, animal lover?
Animal lover. Oh, we'll take it. We'll take it.
Yay. So you guys can sit here. You can sit.
Baby Jesus needs to be born.
You need to, yeah.
It's okay.
Have a seat in the stable. Yeah. Because Jesus was born.
That was easy.
And there were animals in the stable. The words from the old French carol, The Friendly Beast, tell us of the gifts they gave to the baby Jesus. Please turn to hymn 243, Jesus Our Brother, in our gray hymnal. We will sing the first verse together, and I will read the several verses, and then we will join together again to sing the last verse together.
Jesus, our brother, kind and good, was humbly born in a stable rude, and the friendly beast, brother, kind and good.
I, said the donkey, shaggy and brown, I carried his mother up hill and down. I carried his mother to Bethlehem town. I, said the donkey, shaggy and brown. I, said the cow, all white and red. I gave him my manger for his bed. I gave him my hay to pillow his head. I, said the cow, all white and red. I, said the sheep, with curly horn. I gave him my wool for his blanket warm. He wore my coat on Christmas morn. I, said the sheep with curly horn. I, said the dove from the rafters high. I cooed him to sleep so he would not cry. We cooed him to sleep, my mate and I. I, said the dove from rafters high.
And the last verse. Here we go.
some could smell in the stable dark work that to tell of the gifts they gave Emmanuel, the gifts they gave Emmanuel.
I was hearing you help out a bit, so let's do a little more ambience in the stable. We got cows, and chickens, and doves, that donkey, bok, chickens. Yeah, we got it. And so in light of all that, what would Mary have to say?
How long are we staying in this place? It sure is noisy. We're never going to get this baby to sleep.
And then there were shepherds in the field. Do we have a shepherd? I think we got at least one. So why don't you come on up, shepherd? And can we hear the sheep with the shepherd? Bah. And if you're familiar with the story, you know a couple of angels came to the shepherds. Yes? Yeah, it's time. Oh, we're not ready for kings yet, Anthony. No kings yet. Thank you. Different part of the story.
Hello? Raises his arm and speaks to shepherds. No, I don't read that. Do not be afraid, for I am bringing you good news of great joy for all people. To you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign unto you. You will find a child wrapped in bands of cloth, lying in a manger.
Angels need to share classes. Hark, hark, glory to God is in the highest heaven, and on earth peace, goodwill among all people everywhere. Got it? This is a really big deal. But now all the heavenly hosts will be on our way. Gotta go.
Whoa. I hope I wasn't the only person who saw that, right? Well, should we do it? Should we go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has taken place?
Yes, should we? Yeah.
I mean, after that, how could we not go?
That's right.
Oh, look at the baby.
So the sheep were with the shepherd.
Oh my. Now there's shepherds and sheep coming by? Who would have known how busy this little stable would be?
Thank you, shepherd.
Then if you want to open your hymnal to number 239, Go Tell It on the Mountain. You may rise if you would like to. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hill and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. While shepherds kept their watching o'er silent flocks by night, behold, throughout the
tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. The shepherds feared and trembled when low above the earth rang out the angel chorus that hailed the baby's birth. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Down in the lowly manger, the humble babe was born, and God sent us salvation that blessed Christmas morn. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born.
Wise people had seen a star and wondered what it foretold. They assembled with Herod the king. Oh, do we have the cue cards? Herod the king. Assembled with Herod the king. And let's see, I think we need another wise person. That's you. Come on up. Oh, and we've got the star in place. And we need the mic for a wise person.
So we saw the star. Where's the child who has been born and is called the King of the Jews? We wish to honor him and give him gifts.
A child is born who is King of the Jews. What do they think I've been doing the last number of years? What am I, chopped liver? Okay, so be diligent, and when you see him, let me know so that I can go and see him also and to honor him. Not.
So the wise people began their journey all around. And while they're making their way to the manger and the star, let us sing a song. We're going to sing We Three Kings, number 259 in our gray hymnal.
We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar, field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect night. Frankincense to offer have I, incense owns a deity nigh, prayer and praising all are raising, worship God most high. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, where westward leading, still proceeding, guide us through this perfect night. Myrrh is mine, its bitter perfume breathes a life of gathering gloom, sorrowing, sighing, bleeding, dying, sealed in the stone-cold tomb. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us through thy perfect night. Born a babe on Bethlehem's plain, gold I bring to crown him again. Love forever ceasing, never in our hearts to reign. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us through this perfect night.
So we'll need a hand mic for Mary. As the wise people returned to their countries, Mary pondered what happened in her heart and said,
They seemed very nice. I do think the gold, I like it, but what are we supposed to do with frankincense and myrrh anyway?
Haven't we always wondered that? What do we do with the frankincense and myrrh? In this ancient story, on a holy night, a holy birth was witnessed. Announced by angels, a star shone above the simple stable where the babe was born. Shepherds and wise people visited, brought gifts. May we too invite the holy into our lives, invite hope into our lives. In the words of the Reverend Richard Gilbert, may hope find its way into our hearts even when our minds tell us there is no hope. May charity speak to us even when we have nothing to give. May loving kindness be with us when our store of love is exhausted. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Star. Thank you, everybody who took part in our Pageant. I wanted to thank you so much, especially for those of you who never knew you were going to have such big parts this morning. I want to mention a couple of things before the end of our time together. We didn't do our usual ritual of joys and concerns and complex truths, and I wanted to really hold a moment for that. I did want to mention our dear Barb Snyder passed away recently, and John, her husband, had a service for her and was really quite overwhelmed with all the support and love that he's received from the congregation. In very small print, he wrote a beautiful note, and I'm going to put this note on the bulletin board above the stairs going down to Emerson. And for all of you, it's just a beautiful note if you want to take a moment. And that made me think about, because I know so many of us are holding people in our hearts that we're not going to see today or tomorrow for a lot of different reasons. And I thought about that especially. My cousin Jeff is a Unitarian who was raised Jewish, and he found a very lovely partner named Jane in his life. And just last week, Jane died. So I had promised Jeff that during our joys and sorrows, I was going to hold up her name and the family this morning. So I'm going to fulfill that promise and mention him. But I wonder if those of you who have people you're thinking of, if you want to just say it, just say the name, and we will toll the bell. Just go for it. Who are the people you're thinking? I thought there'd be a few. I also wanted to share in years past, this has been a time for another story. And I wanted to share a story that has always been my favorite. As a freebie through an insurance company, a client of my dad's, he got a Christmas album, meaning a phonograph, in the old days when we'd play music on a record player. I'm going to run and get a Kleenex. And on this record album was a woman who had this twittery voice. And she told all these Christmas stories I had never heard before. And one of the things she told about was the Christmas tree. And she talked about what was symbolized on the Christmas tree. Back in the old days, even before Jesus, they would bring in the greens and bring in this symbol of eternal green throughout the winter. And the lights, and in the old days it would be candles, the lights on the tree meant to be the stars in heaven. And if you ever see round ornaments on the tree of red or green, those were meant to be the planets or the moon. And in later days, the tinsel and the gold and the silver were to represent the angels in the heaven. And when I was a little girl, as each one of us was born, there was this wonderful maker of ornaments. And my mom had an ornament made for each child. There was an elf whose umbrella was blown upside down because of the wind, and that was for my brother. And my one sister had Sophia with her owl and symbol of wisdom, and that's probably the smartest girl in the family for Susan. And I had Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia, who has the crown of candles and brings her wonderful buns on Santa Lucia's day, who really probably was Bridget from way back when. But then my sister Deb had an angel that had an apron full of stars and an apron full of creatures from the oceans, from the very heavens and the deep oceans. And I learned on this Christmas album from this twittery-voiced woman that there was a story of an angel with an apron full of stars. And so that angel was up in heaven when the announcement came to all the angels, because they had to hear the announcement before they came down, right, to announce it. And that announcement was this special baby Jesus was going to be born. And this one angel said, well, what am I going to give to the baby? What am I going to give? And so she figured the only thing that she had around were stars. So she filled up her apron of stars for this special baby. And she came to earth and made her way to find the baby in the manger. Well, the first stop she saw was a beggar who was hungry. So she gave some stars to the poor man. And then as she went further on, you know, in the day of Jesus, we talk a lot about lepers. And she found a man who was a leper, and she gave him some stars. Well, guess who else she saw? She saw someone who was sick, and she gave them some stars. And lo and behold, by the time she got to the manger, her apron was empty, and she had no more stars for the baby Jesus. And she felt very badly and almost ashamed to say anything and visit. But she came up to visit the manger, and she said to the baby's father, Joseph, you know, I feel really badly, but I had this whole apron of stars to give the baby. And, you know, we attribute this to Jesus, but according to this story, it first came from Joseph. And Joseph said to the angel, well, what you give to the least of ye, you give unto him, right? So that was a story I remember from my childhood. Oh, we have a comment from the bleachers.
I would like to say something.
In the microphone, please. Oh, okay, she's got it.
It's just like Reverend Pat's story. Remember the three kings? Did you know there was a fourth one? His name was Al-Taban. He saw the shining star, set out a little after the kings, the other ones, but he stopped to help people in need. So he kept on going, and the years went by. Do you know when he finally saw Jesus? On his way to the cross. And that's a signal of us to do as many good deeds as we can.
From a queen herself, a wise person. So, thank you so much. So, Kim.
At this time in the service, we will pass the plate, and proceeds will be shared with the minister's discretionary fund to assist those in need throughout the year. Before we pass the plates, a couple of announcements. Thank you to everyone who provided us with the winter solstice evening on Thursday. We believe nearly 100 people participated, many of whom were from the wider community. And I understand the reindeer dance was a special highlight. All are welcome to gather in Emerson for coffee hour following the service. Our candle lighting service of music and readings will begin tonight at 7 p.m. Next Sunday, New Year's Eve, we won't have a worship service, but Founders Hall will be open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with our full-size canvas labyrinth. Your help in rolling out the labyrinth canvas on Saturday, the 30th, 3 to 5 p.m., and rolling it up again on New Year's Day, 3 to 5 p.m., would be greatly appreciated. And please note that the UUCL office will be closed on Monday, Christmas Day, and Tuesday, December 26th. While the plates are being passed, we will enjoy a song from the choir.
So as everyone gets situated up there, there's always a challenge when picking music in the UU sphere, in that there is a vast spectrum of I don't want to say suggestions, but just music genres to cover. So the Pod Brothers, who are also, one is a director for a church up in New York, has a special Jingle Bells, and I wonder how many different genres you can count in this piece.
Open sleigh,
originally by a Unitarian. Just saying.
We gratefully receive your generous gifts freely given this morning and dedicate them to the work and aspirations of this congregation.
So not only special thanks to everyone who participated in the pageant, we're so thankful for the musicians and the singers, and Eli and Alan and Phil and Evie and Alex, for everybody who participated this morning. And this is an especially busy season for our musicians, yes. And so as Kim extinguishes our chalice and we close the service, I read these words adapted from the Reverend Christine Robinson's Christmas meditation. Let us open our hearts to the ancient story. Like the wandering couple, may we find that our greatest trials issue from our greatest joys. Like the harried innkeeper, may we find ways to be of help to others. Like the lumbering beasts, may we be silent witnesses to the unfathomable glory of life. Like the shepherds on the hill, may we know that we need not be afraid. Like the journeying wise people, may we always have the courage to follow our stars. Like the angels, may we cry peace to a troubled world. And may the season of peace and goodwill nudge us and our world towards the ideals. For these ideals, for then Christmas will truly dawn. So go in peace, go in joy, go in love, have a Merry Christmas, come on downstairs for some coffee, and may there be peace in the world. May it be so.